of Black Ops 6 launch day, ladies and gentlemen. How does it fare up for the blind and low vision, vision impaired communities? Well, let's put it this way. They have a couple things, but for totally sightless gamers, we're out of luck. But I'm still going to play it because I am the Call of Duty guy and I love COD. So, if you're blind or vision impaired, here's your Black Ops 6 day one accessibility talk. The short version is they do have some large text options, some high contrast stuff. You can alter your field of view. You can alter like the HUD so you can like have less clutter on your screen. Maybe it's easier to see character models. Colorblind stuff. They do have a lot of like little things adding up, right? And they do have some stuff in the hand impairment department of auto sprint and auto mantle. You can remap your controls. There's a whole bunch of different little things that are adding up. Unfortunately, I don't have all the accessibility settings or all the, because that's one thing that I feel like people tend to forget is that when it comes to accessibility, you have your main like accessibility features, things like color blindness, right, or color or high contrast, screen readers, closed captions, subtitles, stuff like that. But incidentally, some of the features and settings, or even perks in a game, or like just general gameplay features, incidentally assist disabled players as well. For Call of Duty specifically, the tracker site, Target Finder. There we go. Target Finder from Black Ops 2 is one of the key examples of. Sure, it might have been frustrating, and I'll say this: back when I had vision, and I could see enough to play COD easily with my vision, I would complain about the Target Finder, but it also benefits players who are colorblind, players who are severely low vision, and even totally blind. You know how? Because it painted a giant red diamond around any enemy who was in your field of view, essentially when you aim down sights. This also had a sound effect, as I mentioned, so you could tell when you're on target. It was quiet, but you could still tell. As for Black Ops 6, it's another year of no screen reader support, which I know turns off a lot of people. That's fine. It's unfortunate, but hopefully next year, right? Auto centering your aim is not a thing as far as I'm aware. There is a center view option if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, but I do not do that as on account of my other disability besides my blindness. And so for my money, of course, I already spent the money on it. I'm going to play it. I still think it'll be enjoyable. It might be more frustrating though than Cold War, in my opinion. For those who may not follow my content, I took a bit of break from Cold War on account of Diablo 4 coming out, Mortal Kombat 1 coming out, Street Fighter 6. So other games have caught my attention. Mortal Kombat 1, we're having the Sentou Showdown Season 4 tomorrow, actually, blind tournament in that game. Diablo is getting a lot of, like, the first time we've ever seen audio navigation in a game like this mainstream for ARPG genre. Like, things are happening, right? So for Black Ops 6, I'm excited to be back in it. I'm back. We're back in COD, and it feels good to be back in. Unfortunately, right now, it's a matter of testing the audio presets and the enhanced hearing mode and all this other stuff to get a feel for, what works the best for me. Of course, audio is subjective, right? Everyone has different headsets. Everyone has different ears and heads. And let's get this out of the way. The idea of the enhanced headphone mode and that $20 little premium thing to get it adjusted to your head, your ears. From a technological standpoint, that is a cool piece of tech. I will say that, right? I think it's really cool. However, if I don't think that $20 is necessary to spend on it and actually use it, and I find a good audio balance or whatever to hear everything in the game, then I don't think it'll be a necessary purchase for me. I get why it's cool, and technology-wise, it is awesome. However, I don't think it's in my future. The fact of the matter is, COD has been trying. It's a little slow, right? But they've been trying for years to do more accessibility. For those who are unaware, they did do some for blind players, not a lot, but it's there. It shows progression. Back in Black Ops 4, the menu systems were a little tricky, but memorizable, right? One thing they did eventually was they added sound effects through the menus so you knew what you were equipping on your classes. It is not the same as text-to-speech. It's not the same as just understanding what you're picking immediately. But when you click something, it would play sound like, the chambering a shotgun shell or something. So you had an idea of what you're picking, and if you memorize the menus enough, you'd know. Okay. Cold War, similar idea. Cold War, the menus were more structured and less like loopy, where Black Ops 6's menus are really loopy. Where Cold War, when Zombies first launched, they did not have a sound effect for the crafting bench or the armor stations, and eventually they got added, right? So sound effects. So there's a lot of... It doesn't sound like a lot when you say it like that. But in the grand scheme of this franchise and the history of the games, that's actually pretty big, especially for a blind player, at least in my personal opinion. Now, again, hopefully Black Ops 6 gets improvements and gets better with updates and patches with accessibility. Not just the seasonal, here's a gun rebalance, here's the meta, or here's the new zombies map, here you go. I hope they actually do more, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how things play out. My personal opinion, if you're going to think about buying Black Ops 6, the menus are going to be a tricky navigation thing. The actual audio in-game is pretty good. You'll have to mess with it probably to find what suits you. Multiplayer, I'm finding way more fun than Zombies right now, simply because the idea of I actually can hit Master Prestige again, just in concept alone, is like hooking me. Again, I haven't played enough Zombies to get it down, like how it feels to move. Plus the omnidirectional movement and the sprinting, like all that. This is a very weird learning curve. So hopefully, guys, hopefully we can figure this out, right? Hopefully we can get things done. Thanks again for watching. I know this is a short one, or maybe not so short. But yeah, Black Ops 6. I'm having fun with it. Not accessible, unfortunately, but I'm still gonna play it. So that's my take for the day. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Mortal Kombat tomorrow.